Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. All right, test.
If you're not first and you're in last, Ricky Bobby quote, you gotta know. Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. Miles inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I have. I go hard, do what I need to make it last. They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad. They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad. Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. Miles inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade it
Right on, right on, right on, guys. Whoops. I forgot to turn something on there. Just ran away. But hey, everybody, what's going on? Man, oh man, I can't wait. I got to get a different mic stand. This is just too high. I need the smaller one. Oh, man. Hold on here. I got to turn down this tunage. Pause it for a second. All right, guys. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. How is everybody today? Good to see a couple other creators in here. We're talking about Bill C-11. I don't know how much of a Canadian audience you guys have, but if you have any Canadian audience whatsoever, it will affect you. And if you watch Canadian creators, it's going to affect how they get shown and stuff like that as well. So, got the new capture card in. I got the Elgato Camlink Pro, Sammy. So I'm just playing around with this angle. I don't know. This is actually cool because this one here I can use it to shoot to the whiteboard and stuff, and I don't have to move the camera around and that. But when I have interviews, obviously I would have one camera on one person and then or one camera on the guest and then a wide shot type thing, right? So it's going to be pretty cool. The Camlink. So far, so good, I want to say. I finally figured out why I'm having issues with my streams, though. I never thought in a million years, but it's my GPU. It is my graphics card. I have an NVIDIA 3060 Ti with I think it's got 6 gigabyte or something like that of RAM on it, and I don't know why. But it's using 90%. So what I'm going to do on the next stream is take off hardware and code and go back to software and see what happens. I can see like even this Camlink, it's now I'm getting like I don't know, the picture quality isn't as good with the Camlink as it is with the Blackmagic. That is for sure. And I'm getting flickering. I can see flickering. I'm getting flickering. Right, I can see that. So far, I do not like the Camlink, but yeah, it's too late now. I already bought it, so I got to figure it out and try to use it. But damn it, I'm really disappointed with it so far, because yeah, I can see flickering and I can the quality just isn't as good as the picture quality. It's just a little different, but I can tell. But this flickering stuff, and then when I was booted up vMix. It was picking up it wasn't it was so weird, it was all blacked out and it wasn't recognizing the new picture. It was frozen on the last frame from where I was testing last night. It was frozen. So yeah, so far I'm super disappointed with it. I know better. I should have stuck with the Blackmagic, but all these guys are saying that it's actually better than the Blackmagic for other things that really I don't even do a lot of conference calling or anything like that, and the multi-view I probably will never use. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end up saving up and buying the black magic anyway. So hey, Stoner, how's it going, Mike? Good to see you, buddy. Right on, man. Right on. So I want to just tonight's a really important stream. Just going to get the word out and talk about Bill C-11, guys. I know it might not affect you guys in the United States, but there is a way for you to help us. And if you're in the UK or any country other than Canada, you still can have your voice be heard. And I'm going to tell you how to do it, okay? Because the more people we can get to go through this Digital First Canada website and send letters, the better the chances we have of defeating this. So I'll give you a little bit of history. Here. The Canadian government has always been very, very, very strict on their censorship. Okay, and they've always censored television and radio, and they make the broadcasters play a certain amount of Canadian content, and it's really bad TV. It's horrible TV. I don't know any, I know there's some things that are shot a little bit in Canada that are good, but I don't watch any shows that are made in Canada either. I just don't like them. I like good stories, high quality stuff. And I'm sorry, but that's just not the kind of stuff you find coming out of Canada unless you're on, YouTube, because we're all independent and, you're basically, at the mercy of the algorithm. And the only way to be successful is to really have good quality content, or build good communities, stuff like that. So basically what's going to happen, to summarize it all up, is the government owns 99.9% of all of the news and media outlets in Canada. So the thing is that recently Canadians have lost faith in Canadian news and in Canadian media, like state-run media. Even though it's not owned directly by the government funds it, and it's really crazy. There's a massive bias, and they only tell one side of the story, and and they lie so much, and they blame. And the only people telling the truth out there are YouTubers and Rebel News, for example. They're telling both sides of the story, right? And the government doesn't want that. The government doesn't want us to have that voice or that opposition, right? Our prime minister is a guy who admires China, and yeah, you like the new studio? Right on, buddy. I love it, dude. I'm so proud. It's looking really good. Oh yeah, check this out, dudes. But yeah, it's pretty much done, dude. It's pretty much done. I just like I saying, I'm just got to color grade and get these final things tweaked up for the show. But yeah, I'm thinking about hanging that up somewhere or doing something funky with that. But yeah, a little bit of smoke just to add a little more depth, eh? But yeah, it's crazy, dude. I appreciate that. So yeah, and that's the thing. I've worked so many years for not a lot of money and trying to get a successful content creation thing going here, and I've spent 6 years of my life, and I've spent a lot of money, and I haven't received a single cent from the government, right? And I don't need it, don't want it, and even if it was offered, I wouldn't take it. I don't believe in taking handouts like that, because you're not stupid. You're never going to bite the hand that feeds you, right? So right now our government has zero opposition, right? So people are really frustrated and that's why there's so much protesting going on in Canada, is because nobody's voices are being heard. There's a total media bias, and they only say one side of the story, and they blatantly lie. They just blatantly lie and make up things, and they never really rebut them. They'll double down most of the time. It's crazy. So it's a big mess right now, and the only voice left is the internet, and the government is coming after that. So the government is coming after our voice, right? And they're trying to rush it through the House of Commons without debating it. The Liberal Party keeps shutting down the debate and taking it to committee, and all the witnesses that they've had like come forward on the last hearings were people with special interests who have a lot to gain from this bill, which would be like the big corporations like CBC, CTV, Global, like all those big organizations. They had one YouTuber, JJ McCullough, speak on the matter, and it's just to speak for all social media. Okay, that's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Everything, every platform that there would be content on will be governed by the CRTC in Canada, right? So likeliness, so you know what's going to happen, right? Is the YouTube, if this bill passes, the YouTube algorithm will have to recommend content to people that people don't want. So the engagement will be very, very poor. So people there isn't going to be there aren't going to be Project Mockingbird. Yes. Yeah, right. So there'll be so when people get when content is shoved down your throat, you don't watch it or you react badly to it. So that means low retention rates, thumbs down, no sharing, and poor comments maybe, or if any at all. Hard to be successful as in its current state, and the fact that we're already at a major disadvantage in Canada compared to our American counterparts, our competitors, other channels say that are from the United States, we're already at a huge disadvantage compared to them. Now, this will just totally destroy us. Like, it'll be, YouTube will just stop serving up Canadian content, maybe not even operate in Canada. I mean, I don't even know what they'll do. Like, it's a real concern. Fantastic seeing you, man. Very good to see you. We're talking about Bill C-11 and how it's gonna be really bad for us. They're basically trying to turn the internet into basic cable, like how cable is, and it's just wrong. It's absolutely wrong. The people should have the freedom to choose what they want to watch and what they don't want to watch. And creators should have the freedom to create whatever they want to create, as long as it's within the community guidelines, right? And the terms of conditions. You know what I mean? As long as you're following the rules of YouTube, then you should be able to create whatever you want. The fact that I'm a Canadian content creator and only 8% of my views come from within Canada, guys, only 8%, 60% comes from the United States. And I think I get more views from Russia in the Philippines than I do Canada even. It's absolutely ridiculous, this bill that they're trying to put forward. They're power hungry, they're just greedy. They're trying to prop up their businesses that they invested in, which is the CABC and all that, right? They've given the money, right? And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting what they're doing, and they need to be stopped. This has to stop. There's so many other things they should be doing, and this is ridiculous. These guys are all globalists, and every other day of the week they're all globalists until it comes to propaganda, and then they want to promote Canadian culture. Well, sorry, what is Canadian culture? You can't define Canadian culture because we are an inclusive country, a multicultural, inclusive country that is like we're made up of all these different ethnic groups, and the define Canadian. How the heck do you define it? You can't. You cannot define what is Canadian. So to me, this is they're only going to push forward what is Canadian content. Is the companies that tell their side of the story. They will suppress any kind of opposite opinion. They're only going to recommend the big companies like the CBC and all that because nobody watches them. Nobody watches them anymore, because there's no honesty in them. There's no honesty in it. So YouTube and social media, these platforms, everyone's watching these now, these streaming platforms, and now the Canadian government's upset, right? Because, well, people can see through your lies. People can see through the bullshit and the lies, and they're sick of it, right? So nobody's watching. So they're trying to squash their competition, and this is like total. I don't know why our prime minister is not in jail for racketeering. The guy has invested in companies that have ties to the vaccines, and the guy's mandating vaccinations and things like that when he has financial gain stake. Like, it's just like, how is this even legal? So that's just one thing. That's off subject. But my point is the guy is. He says that they say that they're doing it for Canadians. Like, Canadians are asking for this. Well, every single Canadian I've talked to does not want this. So what Canadians are they talking to? I can give you that answer. The only Canadians that are asking for it is like Global TV, CTV, the news, the media and the news companies that are hurting because they are on the take. They're all on the take, right? So it's ridiculous, So it sounds like they're sectioning us off from everyone that is in a different country, right? Yeah, it's so bizarre because all these liberals are part of the World Economic Forum, and they talk all this bull crap, but now they're trying to promote Canadian culture. Are you freaking kidding me? It's so hypocritical, so ironic. I just can't do it. I have to say something about it. I've written letters to my local representatives. I've put letters to through other websites and things like that and signed petitions. I've been posting on social media, and now I'm doing this live stream. I'm going to show you guys a few things. Hey, for Joels, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? So here's the bill itself. And if anyone wants, I can post this later. But it's very vague, guys. And the problem with it being so vague is these liberals are saying that the CRTC will decide at a later time, right? Like, the CRTC will decide that later, or this and that, right? Are you for or against Quebec's fight against Ottawa's centralist strategy? Brandon, so I'm not familiar exactly. Can you I'm not familiar with that. I am familiar with some things that are regarding Quebec, and but maybe if you maybe just put a little more light on that, and I'll tell you. But I am Quebec is the only province Ontario has natural power almost because of the numbers, right? But Quebec is the only province that, I don't know how they do it, but they really try to they fight for themselves, And I admire Quebec in that way, but it's not fair. Some of the things I don't have a problem with French at all. I seriously don't. I just lived in Canada my entire life, and I've never needed French one time. I don't understand it. I don't speak it, right? So I don't know why I would want to be recommended French content. I don't even speak it. And this is one of the things with this bill, right? But another thing is with Quebec is they get 6 extra seats automatically every election, right? So they get an extra 6 seats, and now they're going after another 6 or something ridiculous like that, right? Well, where are those 6 other seats going to come from? I do know for a fact they're trying to silence Alberta, and that's where I'm from, is Alberta, and they're really, really trying to keep us, at bay, right? And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that we're not all working together to make a better Canada in entirety, right? Okay, yeah, cool. Well, I 100% I 100% support that. I am sick of it being all the power in Ontario. I'm from Ontario. I grew up in Toronto, and I was so ignorant when I moved out west 20 years ago. I was so ignorant that I had no idea. I had no idea how about what reality. I was not living in it, and I think that's the thing. People in Ontario and Toronto, they live in a bubble. They live in a little bubble, dudes, and it's like the whole rest of the country doesn't matter. It's very disturbing. 100%. I almost, yeah. I mean, dude, this is the so I believe in the voting reform. So we need to have or election reform we need to have equalization, like where it's more fair, right? Because it's crazy. Like Ontario, Toronto is dictating what happens in the rest of the country. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. We have no say, and it's not fair. It's absolutely not fair. And we need to have that has to be fixed, 100% fixed. Like if it was fair and voting and equal, if it was fair and equal voting, and the last election, the PPC would have had like 6 seats in the House of Commons, in the House, right? They would have had like 6 seats or something like that. But because of the way it's balanced, they got 0. You know, it's just crazy. I think they even gave the Green Party still has a seat or 2. It's awful, right? So I voted for the PPC last election because I certainly wasn't going to vote with O'Toole at the head of the realm, and I'm certainly not voting for Jagmeet because he's a total loser, and like he's such a corrupt, like two-faced, like lying, like he's just such a piece of garbage. Like I just don't understand how any of these guys got in power. Like they're just such awful people, right? And I met Jack Layton before he passed away. I actually met Jack Layton, and I was devastated when he passed away because I honestly felt that man was going to fix this country and make it a better place. So now that Pierre Poilievre, I got my membership, my Conservative Party membership, so I can vote for Pierre Poilievre in September to become the leader of the Conservative Party, and then hopefully, right, he can then kick Justin Trudeau out and then start fixing the country. But this Bill C-11 is such a freaking joke. Like, it's such a joke, and it's so obvious what they're doing. I cannot believe they're trying to push it through as fast as they can. They're not debating it. They're trying to push it through as fast as they can so that nobody opposes them, right? Before more people find out what it's really about. They're trying to push it through as fast as possible. And you know when that happens, like there's something wrong, right? My local representative here, the people in this neighborhood elected an NDP representative. I emailed her and about C-11, and I never heard back. So I invite her to come on to the show even here. Let's have a talk. Let's talk about Bill C-11, why she might support it or not, right? I just don't know anybody who is for this bill at the people user level, right? This is a complete power grab by the Liberal government just to silence more people. And don't tell me this is a conspiracy theory, because it ain't. It ain't a conspiracy theory. Trudeau has proven to everybody that he can't be trusted. He's proven it time and time again. The guy has no ability to tell the truth. No ability. Actually, none of them do. None of them do. If you look at them when they're in debate or in Parliament, it's a gong show. It's an absolute gong show. They never answer any questions, and they use every opportunity to speak just to gaslight. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We need to clean house is what we need to do, right? But there are some good conservatives emerging. No, there are some good conservatives emerging, and like I said, Pierre Poilievre is the guy. He's the guy, right? Yeah, right. I know. Yeah, like I voted. So I voted. The first time I ever voted when I was 18, I voted Liberal because I was young and stupid, and then I voted NDP. And Conservative, between NDP and Conservative. And then this last election, I voted PPC, which is crazy, right? And then this next election, if Pierre Poilievre is at the helm, I will vote for the Conservative government, if Pierre Poilievre is at the head of it. If not, I'll be giving it to Maxime Bernier again. So simple as that, right? This is just like very vague, this bill, and there is a reason for it, because if they really said what they're up to in this bill, no way it would pass. They're trying. The Liberals have done nothing but lie to us, lie to us the past 2 years, and they're asking us to trust them. to trust them, let us pass this bill. Trust us. Just let us pass it, and we'll make sure, if you speak out against this bill, what are you, against content creators? Are you against artists? Are you kidding me? I am a content creator, right? Look at YouTube. Find me one Canadian YouTuber on YouTube right now that supports Bill C-11. Find me one, right? You're not going to. You're not going to, unless it's Justin Trudeau's YouTube page, right? If Charisse takes the helm, then it's game over. It's game over, man. That guy is a total bag. Man, if I don't like, dude. If Charisse takes the helm and this bill passes, and man, look at Bill 96 even. Like, oh my God, that is just crazy, right? The stuff that's been going around. And I'm seriously, like, I want to move to the States as it is anyway, right? Like, it's just, I'm just so fed up with our country. And it's very difficult to succeed as a business person here, right? It's very difficult. In the United States, it's more like the American dream, right? Where you work hard and you get more return, It's just, man, like they're really trying to keep us down. We're at a huge disadvantage as it is, and this is just going to really just bury a Canadian YouTube. This is going to be awful. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but at the very least, I'm gonna get some property in the States so that I can at least register that I live there, and then switch all my stuff over, so as if I was living there, But I'm working online type thing. That's like the only thing I can think of. You know what I mean? Stands for communism. Yeah, right. It's just disgusting. It's a disgusting bill, and I can't believe, we fought so hard to squash C-10, guys. We squashed. I was very active during C-10 as well, and this is just C-10. That's all this is, with barely scratching through. I'm just getting some momentum, and now this, holy cow. Now, since the government has brought C-11 to the table, already my views have tanked. They've gone down big time. I would say a good 20 to 25% less views already since they've started talking about Bill C-11, guys. So just right there alone, you keep the money into the big corporations like CBC and all that, right? That's all they're doing. And if you look, 99.9% of every single news outlet in Canada takes money from the government. Are you kidding me, man? The only news people that lie, like every other news outlet in Canada, it's just disgusting, Another thing that's always disturbed me a lot is the fact that you watch Netflix in Canada. It's not the same as the Netflix in the United States. Why wouldn't it be? Why? It drives me mental that the American programming has way better content and a lot more for the same service, right? We should be getting the same service as the people in the United States. I don't get it. It makes no sense. It's censorship, right? It's like, even if they're trying to promote Canadian content, they're doing it the wrong way because they're censoring everything else. If they're so worried about Canadian content, then why don't they start a Canadian, or at least lobby for a Canadian platform to be started, right? They give $60 billion a year to these useless news outlets. Well, why don't they take that $60 billion and put it into their own platform, right? Then they can control it and do whatever they want with it. Why are they trying to control everyone else's platforms? They're saying something about numbers and money and income and things like that, right? No, exactly, and that's exactly right. And this is a form of protest here. So basically, what we can do is everybody, whether you're I'm a concerned Canadian digital content creator, I'm a concerned Canadian citizen, or I am a concerned global citizen, you can have a letter written through this website right here, Canada, or Digital First Canada, I think it is, right? What is it? Digital First Canada. I'm going to post a link right here in the chat. I'll make sure to post it in the video description after as well. But this is where everyone needs to go and get a letter in, whether you're in the United States, any country in the world, okay? And especially if you're a Canadian content creator or user, okay? If you use any social media, right? Any streaming service whatsoever, your Netflix is going to go down. Your Prime Video is going to go downhill. Like it already is highly, highly censored. And now it's going to be double censored, okay? So it's just crazy. Like I don't understand why I can't watch Elf. Why can't I watch Elf on Prime? I can, if you're in the States, you can, right? That was my favorite show when I was a little kid. I loved it. You know, Alien Elf, right? Why can't I watch that in Canada, right? What does Canada have against aliens? You know, I don't get it. Oh, guys, it's very, 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 very dark days right now, and we got to shut it down. We have to shut this down, guys. So I appreciate each and every person who helps us out here, you know. But yeah, let's look at the YouTube here. What is Bill C-11? What could it mean for creators and discoverability on YouTube? I already talked about that this video, but look, you're not going to find anyone. Oh crap.
This is Twit. What is Bill C-11 and why are you so upset about it?
Here we go.
I'm so glad you asked, Leo. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So Bill C-11, well, you know this because you worked in Canada for a long time. We have CanCon laws here, which means that if you're a local radio station or TV station or network, you have to do a percentage of Canadian content. And our CRTC, our version of the FCC, regulates what's considered Canadian. Like if you're a Canadian creator, it's
what
not
is
enough
Canadian?
to have a director or a right. Like there's a whole bunch of red tape you have to go through.
So for instance,
to prove you're Canadian.
when I left Tech TV, when I was fired, Vinny Longobardo said, but the Canadian broadcasters, which were Rogers, love Call for Help. Maybe you could go there and do it. So I talked to them, and they said, yeah, you can do it, but you're the only American on this show.
Yes.
Because it has to be Canadian content, and apparently I could host it as an American, but no one else.
You have to have a very careful, and you can have a guest who's American, but like they're very like strict about it.
I like
so they
that.
started to
I
update
understand that because otherwise we would just, culturally take over Canada. I can
with
understand
all the
that.
Canadian actors, comedians, and singers we sent to the U.S.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
what would
It's the
happen to
Bieber
Anne
protocol.
Murray and Gordon Lightfoot?
So if you guys, another point is this, okay? This is what I mean by we're already at a huge disadvantage. Now, I used to work in the film and television business back in Toronto, okay? And when I moved out to Edmonton, there is zero out here. So the only way I can work in film and television is to do it myself. That's why, it's one of the big reasons why I have this studio and why I do what I do is because I always wanted to do it. And when I moved out west, I couldn't do it. So it depends where you live, okay? So right off the bat, okay, we're like you guys have way more opportunity in the United States than we do here. We have to fight like in scratch for every little thing we get, okay? And that's okay. I'm okay with that, right? Because it just is what it is. So now the fact that any successful, like most successful Canadian YouTubers even end up in the States, right? Like look at Nelk Boys. Look at the Nelk Boys. They're all in the States. Look at all the actors and actresses, right? They go to the States to get work. They all go to the States, right? To pay less tax. We get taxed so much here, it's ridiculous. Like the tax in this country is just astronomical. We're probably one of the highest taxed people in the world, if not the highest. I don't know the actual stats, but we gotta be up there. It's just ridiculous, But yeah, that's just that's my point. I was just gonna pause there for a second. I'm like, dude, look at all the big actors. They're all living down in the States, guys.
We need
the issue
Canada.
was though that the issue was that they were going to update this because it's horribly out of date, and they were going to include Netflix and Crave and Disney Plus. But then a bunch of industry people got in and said, well, you really should include YouTube because that's a big competitor of ours. And so the language is so vague right now that I, as an independent YouTuber, anyone who's monetized would have to fill out the same paperwork that Bell or Rogers has to do without any of their resources, would be subject to the same sorts of Canadian content policies.
Right.
They're going to try to force YouTube to change the algorithm, the discovery system, so that it recommends Canadians over other content, even if our content isn't enjoyed by the audience, which means they won't watch it, which means that we'll be decelerated in YouTube.
Oh, Lord.
It's independent YouTubers are not broadcasters, and YouTube audience is not a cable bundle subscriber. And so right now,
Exactly. So, and one of the things is as a YouTuber, like I do everything myself. I absolutely do everything by myself. And when I worked in film and television, okay, there was teams of people working on commercials and shows and movies and things like that. Teams of people, big, huge budgets, lots of money. Okay. But dude, we're literally, I have to work at my day job and then spend my money on my day job to do this second job to try to build this up. And like he's saying, okay, how are you going to be determined Canadian enough? Well, you have to fill out all this freaking paperwork and send it in for every single video you do. Give me a break, man. Give me a freaking break. How does that give us any fairness when it comes to competitiveness? Like, it doesn't, right? Could you imagine having to do that for all your YouTube videos, guys? Fill out paperwork so that you can be deemed American enough to be put on YouTube? Like, come on, man. This is so wrong in so many levels. These guys, they have sunk to a whole new low with this bill, and it's disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting. Oh, brutal.
It's looking very bad for us because there's all the money behind the big media companies, all the lobbyists. So they had hearings and they invited 11 lobbyists and one YouTuber.
Right?
To give them their opinion.
11 lobbyists and one YouTuber. One YouTuber to represent all the platforms.
For us. But we're trying to raise awareness so that hopefully all we want them to do is codify that independent YouTubers are not included, or YouTube and TikTok are not included in what should be, Netflix and cable.
But
streaming cable bundles.
Isn't this good for you, Renee? You are Canadian content.
Well, yeah.
You're wearing a flannel shirt, for Christ's sake.
The CRTC gets to decide that, and you have to fill out the forms for every video, which is incredibly onerous.
Oh.
And even then, like, most of our audiences are global. Like, one of the differences is Canadian broadcasters reflect our culture and values internally, so we get to see about us. But YouTube is global, and we should be using it to project our values.
Yes,
and
exactly. Perfectly said.
It'll make us
good point.
overcompete in Canada and undercompete internationally.
Good point.
100% correct.
I can't put Twitch shows on YouTube.
It means they'll be voted down, like they'll be downranked compared to, but it's a bad video.
Yep,
and it's
exactly.
It's just artificially mismatched.
Oh, that's terrible. And then not only that, but what
funny.
if Finland did the same thing, or France?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I was going to. France kind of already has this because of the language. The specific issue you have there is that you all speak English. For us, the French market is, we do have two types of videos. We have videos in English and, well, every language, but also videos in French.
Anyways, that's a good point. And it's like, so yeah, what happens like when all these other countries start doing it too, right? Like, they're gonna just destroy the platform. There's gonna be no integrity left. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me to think that anyone would think that this is necessary. And you know the motives, and they're not good. They're not good intentions. That's what I truly believe. Like I say, our Canadian government has not proven to us any otherwise. You know what I mean? It's crazy that they don't let the people decide, and they have no business meddling in this. This is not their job. This is not their job. They have no business trying to regulate the internet, man. Are you kidding me, dude? It should be a free and open market, guys. And we should succeed based on the quality of our content, right? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Did I actually just This guy right here. Oh my God, this guy here, Pablo, is one of the best liars in the world. He is just so good at lying, man. Oh, he's got one of those real punchable faces too, eh? Oh man, I can't stand that guy. But look at that. Look at already, man. So yeah, look at that. Rip my career. See that? This could be the last time you see me. He's talking about Bill C-11 here. Rip my career. Like it looks like it's already being suppressed. Like I'm surprised there's not more. Like Bill C-10 videos are coming up when I searched Bill C-11. Like this is JJ right here. Trying to this right here is a great this right here shows you exactly who was at like the lobbyists that were at the hearing. I just want to go to that list part, but yeah, it'll show you like who was all there.
Fancy intro. I am in Ottawa right now because I have been summoned to testify at a parliamentary committee of the House of Commons. Specifically, I have been asked to offer my thoughts on bills critical of this proposed legislation in my capacity as a political commentator. Longtime viewers of this channel may recall that I made a couple of videos last year opposing Bill C-10, which was the previous version of this legislation that then died when Prime Minister Trudeau called an election in late 2021. Bill C-11.
I can't believe it was it was only a year ago. C-10 was only a year ago. That's just crazy to me.
Before we get into that, let me just tell you a little bit about how the Canadian parliamentary legislative process works, so you perhaps understand a bit more clearly.
Yeah, JJ actually says it real good
what
here,
I'm
I
about
think.
to do. So this fancy building is, of course, the Canadian Parliament, and all Canadian laws start here in the House of Commons. So the way it works is that a member of the Prime Minister's cabinet introduces a bill to the Parliament in what is called the first reading. If the Parliament votes to proceed, that bill is then sent to a committee.
Yeah, this is great.
where
JJ
it
is
can be
good.
debated
Yeah,
in
I like
detail
JJ.
by a smaller group of politicians. And like
Very,
the
very
amendments several
strange.
times
I
before
thought there would
being
be
sent
more
back to the
like
full
different
Parliament
YouTubers
for a
that
final upper
you
deck
know
vote. And
you
during the
you'd think
committee
would have been
process,
invited,
the
but I
members
feel
can
like they
solicit
picked him
expert testimony
specifically,
of witnesses
and
who
he
may
did
have
very
unique
good
insights into the
considering, right? Like
particular flaws or virtues of the bill. Since the government of Canada does a lot of stuff these days, there are a lot of different committees, and committee has 12 members, 6 Liberals, 4 Conservatives, and 2 from the other parties. The witnesses who are called to
Here we go.
testify at a committee are also generally picked in proportion to the partisan makeup of the committee. So in this case, the Liberals got to call the most, whereas the Conservatives got to call me. Now,
do you see that? Right? So the Conservatives got to call JJ. That's it.
So in
Yeah,
this case,
the Liberals and the other guys called all of these people, and these people are just so so out of proportion. You know, there's no real
Now,
representation
unfortunately,
at
the
all
hearings do not take
right
place
there.
in
You
the
know.
Parliament buildings themselves, but rather in these generic office buildings that are scattered around Ottawa. I'm not supposed to film inside of the building, so I guess the next thing you will see will actually be the hearing itself. So wish me luck. All right, now I have to say that initially.
Anyways, I'm not going to watch his whole video. It's fascinating to me that it's just fascinating to me that they can do this and get away with it, right? So how come I don't understand why the Conservatives couldn't call more witnesses? I missed that part, but it's just like, man, it's so not needed. It's so not needed, and we're really suffering, man. This is just some craziness, right? Absolute craziness. I want to test something out for a second, guys. Hold up. Test, test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Test, test. Test, test. Test. Test, test. Test. Test, test, test. All right. So, yeah. All right, yeah, I wanted to test my wireless mic out for a minute, see how it goes. Oh, I got to turn that one off. All right, cool. Very cool. Cuz yeah, I got I got these wireless mics. I just wanted to test it out. Well, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? I want to know what you guys think. And as YouTube viewers, like, how do you think about being told what you can and can't watch? You know, or being you know, shown things, like recommended things that you're not interested in. You know, like, I don't know. I don't know. I have a really bad feeling they're going to pass this, and it's just going to be really bad for everybody. I just, man, we got to fight it every step of the way, guys. Start talking about it. Encourage other people to talk about it, and just spread the word. Spread that website, okay? Digital First Canada, and get a letter in to your local representatives, and that's the best way, right? Just tell the YouTubers that you know to talk about it, right? We got to spread the word as fast as possible, because they're going to break for summer. And I have a feeling they're going to try to push this through before break. And I really thought they would be at least voting on it in the fall, but I don't know. I just been hearing some crazy stuff that they're going to rush it through before the summer break. Like, I don't even know. These guys don't even deserve a summer break. Like, they need. There's too much work to do. You know. Like, I can't even believe they're breaking for the summer. It's just ridiculous. Like, man, everybody in this country is hurting right now, but all these politicians have given themselves raises, and, you know, all these CEOs have given themselves raises, and all these big corporations are making record profits just because everyone's gouging us. It's just crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. So just dark days, guys, dark days. Like, I don't understand. There's so many other things they should be doing, but they're trying to control the narrative, right? They're trying to take control of the internet before next election, and they're trying to pass this through as quick as possible, because if it fails this time, they're going to try again. And they're trying to control the narrative before the next election, so that they don't have any opposition on these platforms, right? Because honestly, the biggest opposition coming right now is from YouTube, because that's where the only place you can speak freely. Barely, but I hope YouTube changes that. I hope they realize, like, man, you know, we need to talk about this stuff. We need to get it out there, okay? It can't be suppressed. We need to talk about the corruption in Canada. It's really important. And yeah, like, they're not going to win the next election, but if they they've already got the media, the legacy media. They already got that, right? So if they get control of social media next, you know, that's very dangerous for democracy. Very, very dangerous, guys. So I don't know. What do you guys think, man? Am I missing comments? Or just nobody's commented in a while? Man, that was nice of Michael Daniels to pass on that super chat. Appreciate you, brother. For sure, man. For sure. But how does the microphone sound? How does this microphone sound? Does it sound funky or whatnot? How does it the Senate? Yeah, I hope so too. I don't understand it. Like, these guys, like, they're bullcrap. Like, they're talking. They're smooth talkers, guys. They're smooth talkers. They lie to you to your face, no problem. And they're trying to convince everyone it's a good thing for Canadians, but it's not. It's not a good thing for any Canadian. It's only good for these corporations. That's it, right? The state-run media and these other corporations, that's all it's good for. It's not good for Canadians. It's only good for them, the rich guys, so they can get richer and have more power. That's all it is. It's power and money, guys. And it's not fair, right? We bring a lot of money in through YouTube, guys. Through YouTube and social media, Canadians, there's a lot of creators in Canada, because there's nothing else to do here, right? So it's you know what I mean? There's not a lot to do here as compared to the US. So there's a lot of content creators, and there's long ass winters here, right? So there's a lot of content creators. We bring a lot of money into the country from other countries through YouTube and other social media platforms. There's a lot of big YouTubers that bring jobs, that create lots of jobs and stuff. And it's spread out. It's not all in Toronto. It's not all in Vancouver. It's spread out across the country. It's totally messed up, right? It's totally messed up, Mike. It's just, I don't know, man. We need to fix it. We need to make a stand now. You got to get to that website and get a letter in. Go to the government website to find out who your local representative is. You just go to the, type in Google, even find out who your local MP is or whatever, or MLA, and it'll take you to a website where you put your postal code in, and it'll tell you who your elected representatives are. That way you can send them an email or give them a phone call or something like that. But yeah, it's terrible. So I'm going to plan on going down to the legislature, and I'm going to protest a little bit, but I got to show you guys my flag too. Who doesn't? I think almost every Canadian has one of these now. Right? Almost every Canadian has one of these now. I don't know. I've never ever thought we'd have a prime minister so hated in all my life. It's just, this guy is just totally wrong for our country. And I can't believe he got reelected, but I do, because there's no one else to vote for. That's the problem, right? Like who are you going to vote for? Jagmeet or Aaron O'Toole? I don't think so. You know, and that's why I voted for Maxime Bernier. You know, because there just wasn't anyone good to vote for, and. Even Maxime Bernier, he's a good guy. I think like he's got some good points, and he was a good fighter against the tyranny and all that. But it's too bad he was kicked out of the Conservative Party. I think he'd be a good member of the party, not a leader of the party, but a good member of the party. But Poilievre, the guy's an animal. Pierre Poilievre is an animal, man, and I've endorsed him. My company's endorsed him. I've donated to him. I bought my membership through his website. So I'm one of the 331,000 Canadians who bought a Conservative membership through his website. The most memberships usually sell around 200,000, 250,000 a year or whatever. So record-breaking year for selling Conservative memberships, over 400,000 memberships. What does that tell you guys? What does that tell you? The state of our country, right? Look at the last Nelk video from Kyle when he was in Edmonton here, actually, and they were trolling and by going to put liberal signs on people's front yards. It's hilarious. The people was like, "You get that sign out of here! I'm gonna get my shotgun. I'm gonna dust you." Right? Or like, you're not putting that sign here. Take that. Get that sign out of here. It was hilarious, man. If you don't watch Full Send and the Nelk Boys, you should. They are Canadian, and they were here for I think it was game 3 of the Oilers game. So whenever that was, a couple weeks ago or whatever. And so while they were here, they were trolling people just to make funny video, obviously. But man, oh man, just too much fun, guys. Just too much fun, man. But gosh darn it, guys, I love this platform. I love YouTube. I'd hate for all my hard work in the past to just kind of be erased because I'm not Canadian enough for them, or I have a difference of opinion than they do, you know? I think opinions are like a-holes, and everyone has one, right? But we should have a right to our own opinion. And as long as we're not being, harmful or hateful, we should have the freedom to say and speak whatever we want, right? Like we should have freedom of speech, right? But yeah, like I don't get it. I just don't get this is just, I've never seen such an attack on democracy. And it's like, man, we're in a really, really bad spot. You know what I mean? Are they really doing this with? Sorry, is that Anderoon? Anderoon, can you please clarify? Are they really doing this with? Or are you just asking in general? Are they really trying to do this? Yeah, they are really trying to do this, and the chances of it passing are extremely high. extremely high right now. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. They have carefully positioned themselves, witnesses, and media, and even cabinet. Right? They've positioned, the debates. They've shut down debates. They've taken them to committee. It's like, oh man. So yeah, we have the rely on the Senate. Yeah, like PR. Was that Pro4 said, or I'm sorry, PR. For I would say per sad or something like that, or free sad or something. I'm sorry if I don't. I'm trying to guess what your name stands for, but yeah, like he said, the Senate. But yeah, they're trying to shut down any kind of opposition to their opinions, for sure, because that's what they do, and they're trying to push Canadian content that's made by the corporations, not Canadian creators. We're gonna get shoved to the bottom in everything, like free economy, a free market. Like I feel like we're going to be at a huge disadvantage now. Massive. It's not going to be worth it for anybody to start a YouTube channel anymore in Canada, almost, right? Like, how sad is that, right? How sad is that? You have to fill out freaking paperwork every time you upload a video to deem yourself Canadian enough. Like, Jesus, man. Like, it's enough hoops we got to jump through when we're monetized as it is, And it's like, dude, you protest against the government here. They'll take your bank accounts. They'll seize your bank accounts and throw you in jail. What does that remind you of? What does that remind you of? Pat King, another Canadian YouTuber, Pat King, is still in jail. He's still in jail. For why? What did he do? Well, he was a YouTube creator. He was streaming the convoy, the Freedom Convoy. And he was helping bring gas and food and driving people to hotels and stuff. He was helping and live streaming. He's still in jail. Over 100 days later, they denied him bail. They let freaking murderers walk. Like, are you kidding me? They let murderers walk on bail, but they won't let this guy out because he spoke out against the government. Pat King, free Pat King, right? So what the hell, guys? Think about it. They've been throwing pastors in jail. All across the country, they've been throwing pastors in jail because they were feeding the whole and mask up. Lockdown. So I'm sorry, but the homeless, the hungry, they still are going to be hungry and homeless. Who's going to feed them, right? Pastor Archer Pavlovsky. Seriously, he's fighting a court case right now because he was feeding the homeless. I could go on and on and on. The Canadian government has given us no reason to trust them. In fact, complete opposite. We should be terrified of them. Another YouTube channel called Stream Pocket as well, buffering. I can see it buffering over there. Man, oh man. But yeah, we're working on some things here. I'm gonna have live interviews. I have live interviews scheduled. I'm gonna have guests at the table here. We'll talk, and it should be fun, guys. I got lots and lots of new content that's gonna be coming out on both of those channels. I just hope it's all for naught. You know what I mean? Because of this stupid bill thing, right? Oh. Is it music going? Hold on. But yeah, I haven't had a pint with you guys in a while, eh? All right, we're good there. We're good there. Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, so I normally live stream every Sunday morning. I do lessons in construction, teaching how it all works and steel stud and drywall and things like that. But I do fun things. I cover the construction news and things like that too. I'll be doing more live streams, a lot more live streams going forward. But I had to jump on and talk about Bill C-11 because it's just we just have to talk about it as much as we can, and never be silenced. Keep asking questions, right? Always ask questions, never be silenced. I don't even know. Can you guys hear music at all? I should be able to hear it a little bit in my monitors, but I don't hear them. But anyways, that's my spiel, boys. Hey, from Montreal. Beautiful. Leron James. Good stuff, man. Good stuff, buddy. Shout out Montreal. Montreal is beautiful. I've been there. I've been to Montreal. Not for a very long time, but yeah, I've been. Beautiful city, man. But good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the stream, man. Nice to see some more guys from Canada. It's like I was saying, my audience is only 8% Canadian and 60% from the States, right? Like, this is, I don't know how it's going to affect me, I really don't. It's what happens if you don't want to fill out the paperwork, right? Like honestly, right? Like, is it going to affect you? Is it like there's just it's just so vague. Nobody knows how it's going to affect them, and the government is basically saying, well, trust us. We'll work it out after. Let's pass the bill, and then the CRTC will work it out after. I don't think so, man. I don't think we should trust them. I don't think we should let it go down like that, right? But it's crazy. It's like French people, right? Like, if you want to watch French videos, you can watch French videos. It's not hard. You go and you watch French videos. And if you have a history of watching all French, I bet you that's what you get in your recommendations. It's French, right? It's just, I don't understand, why would they think promoting French videos to English people makes any sense? Because they don't understand. They're not going to understand it, right? I don't understand. I don't get it, But, yeah, that's awesome, dude. Nice to meet you, man. Very cool, guys. Very cool. Yeah, so I myself, I grew up in Toronto, and I moved out here to Edmonton about almost 20 years ago. In 2005, I moved out here. So, but yeah, Alberta's nice. Toronto's a nice city. It's a big city, but different. I like Edmonton. Edmonton's nice. Edmonton's super nice. But man, oh man. But I'm gonna have to let you guys go for now. That was it. That was my spiel on Bill C-11, guys. So please go to this website and fill this form out. Pass this link out, guys. I'm gonna post this link in the video description as well. Pass the link out. Spread the word to as many people as you can, because this is for us, the people, guys. This is for us, the people. This is a bill against the people. Okay? This is a bill for the greedy rich. Okay? That's all it is the greedy rich are going to profit from this bill, and the rest of us are going to suffer. That's all. That's the way I see it. Hey, they've left it all up to interpretation because it's so vague. You know what I mean? So I want to wish everybody a fantastic day. Thank you all so much for coming and participating. Again, thank you, Michael Daniels, for the super chat, guys. Don't forget to get subscribed and stuff if you're not already, all that stuff, right? I will be back. I'll be going live again, probably again tomorrow. But tomorrow I'll be doing a lesson on how construction works, like the organization of delivery projects and the matrix, like hierarchy matrix and stuff like that. So I'll go over that. But and then if you're not interested in construction, guys, I do have another channel called Stream Pocket. And you can see, if you search Stream Pocket on YouTube, it's like I'm wearing a blue hat. Actually, this hat. I'm wearing this hat with a mask, like a face mask. It was during COVID, so I had this mask here, this funky mask here with the face on it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of casual live streaming over there and talking more about, camera gear and stuff for live streaming and stuff like that, and more fun stuff. But man, I love talking to fellow Canadians, though. Guys, have a fantastic night, and we'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now, guys. This is Chris. I'm so glad you all made it, really.